Batman Curse of the White Knight Book 2 sees Edmund Wayne arrested for thievery and told to explain just how he got into the house he robbed, revealing he grew up in the house since it was his family's house. The other men call him a liar and a bastard since the house was made by one of the greatest families in London, the Waynes, but they all died from the plague. Edmund says that maybe he's a ghost of them, and boarding a carriage, Edmund learns that the guard who accompanies him isn't a guard at all. In fact, he is a priest who wants to offer Wayne a choice. He can rot in a London prison cell or accept that God has a plan for him and accompany the priest. Edmund quickly accepts the man's offer and is freed by the priest, who reveals a sword, using it and a pistol to kill the drivers. Riders soon appear to stop them, and the priest tells Edmund to steer into them, but have no fear since the priest throws shrikens at them, killing some of them before beheading the last one. The priest tells Edmund his name is Bakar as they race to the docks, boarding a huge galleon. As they sail, Edmund writes in his journal, noting how undaunted Bakar is at killing, claiming he is on a journey ordained by God, a journey that has seen him head to the New World and spread the word of God, where he chose to settle in Gotham Village, which is ruled by Lafayette Arkham. Bakar plans on training Edmund to take on Laffy and usurp his rule as rightful owner of Gotham Valley. So in the weeks it takes for them to sail to the New World, Edmund learns much, becoming a man who would be brave enough to help bring peace to the innocent people of Gotham. In the present, Bruce finishes up the journal as a woman comes to see him. The woman tells Bruce and the police to lay off her client, the Joker. Bruce tries to play dumb, but the woman knows he is Batman. The woman says her name is Ruth, and she set up the Batman Devastation Fund and represents the people Jack called the elites, and Bruce should see it in both of their best interests to make the Napier Initiative go away. Bruce demands a list of all her clients, threatening her with imprisonment in Arkham if she doesn't, but Ruth says that he will never find out who her clients are. Bruce knows she is trying to blackmail him, and Ruth knows Bruce wants to tell Gotham the truth about Batman, but that would incur some very bad consequences. Like Wayne's companies will suffer stock plummets, he will be arrested for terrorism, and everyone who has ever worked with him will be arrested, and Gotham's economy will be obliterated, and soon he will be begging for a prison cell to get away from the criminals who would seek revenge. Ruth demands that he continue being Batman and stopping low-level crime while finding a way to help the elites stop Napier's initiative. Bruce says that he will expose her no matter what, but Ruth merely threatens that if he does, he won't survive, and neither will Dick and Barbara. Elsewhere, Jim Gordon addresses the city, saying that he's going to be breaking the rules of politics and be honest with the people. He says he hated Jack Napier, stunned he got elected as councilman, so much so he felt his city betrayed him. But he was wrong, since Jack Napier, along with his Napier Initiative, have shown just how much better he can be than the Joker. Because of this, Jim asks the people to give him support as he runs for mayor. Suddenly, Joker arrives, doing an impression of Jim, but saying he's not as stupid as the commissioner, who is a cheating husband and a terrible father, who never even noticed that his own daughter is actually Batgirl, revealing Barbara's identity to the crowd. Ruth meanwhile tells Azrael that Joker was right about Bruce not cooperating. Azrael says that Bruce's family took his kingdom in cold blood, and he's going to be taking it back with his team, consisting of Michael the sniper and Gabrielle the demolitions expert. Ruth says that it's not enough to kill Batman, that they will need to become Batman, and they will need a Batman of their own, and in exchange for Valley's help, they will make him rich. Except the man isn't expected to live through this. Ruth tells him that they will look after his cancer treatments so he can live a full life, and he just needs to tell her what he needs. Jim meanwhile goes to see his daughter, angry at her for not telling him, but Barbara says that she couldn't tell him her secret for his own protection. Jim is angry at himself for not figuring it out as Batman arrives, subject to some of Jim's wrath as well. Jim says that Batman was to reveal himself to the public, but Batman reminds him that he told him not to do it since it would complicate things. Batman consoles the crying Barbara as Jim leaves, saying Bruce should have revealed himself since the elites wouldn't have ruined his daughter's life like they have. Batman goes to see Harleen, who says Batman can't sneak up on her anymore. Batman wants to know where Jack is, but Harleen says that he left and she doesn't know where to, since she has more things to worry about now since she is pregnant, which shocks Bruce. Azrael meanwhile suits up, his team wondering why camouflage wouldn't be better. Azrael says that the red color is of the robes that symbolize the Saint Dumas, and they would honor his ancestors if they wore it. Azrael readies his team, unveiling an armored and armed truck that they will use to bring the Batman down. Batman meanwhile continues his investigation into Edmund's journal, original, comparing the map in it with a modern map. He finds Gotham Village lines up with the current Gotham Reservoir as his firewall alarms begin blaring. Azrael shows up on his monitors, regaling Batman with the story of Gotham's two sons who were to divide the land and live peacefully with one another, but one betrayed the other and God cursed him for what he did, just like God cursed Batman. He tells Batman that he is vengeance, and after 300 years the House of Wayne will finally be rectified. Azrael has ventriloquist activate his hacks, turning the Batmobile and Batplane on Batman. While Bruce tries to stop his car from killing him, Azrael and his team plant charges all over Wayne Manor, blowing it up as the Batcave is engulfed in flame. Batman manages to get control of the Batmobile, racing it out of the cave and into the water as it explodes. Batman Curse of the White Knight Book 2 was a very solid continuation of the last issue as Bruce continues to deal with the consequences of not just him considering giving up and revealing his identity as Batman, but also the elite manipulating him. I love the idea of Batman being warped into something he would actually try and stop and used by the 1% as their enforcer and kind of duped and blackmailed into it. Then there's the really cool stuff in the Wayne's family past that ties to Azrael and Arkham and the deeper history of Gotham. It's really great, and as well as Azrael, who is actually a interesting take on an otherwise boring character. I've never really found Azrael really exciting, but this version of Azrael is actually really cool. Any other writer would drop so many complex storylines, but Sean Murphy lays it all out really well, and it makes for an exciting, action-packed book. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.